How you doing today? My name is Mejire Arjaje, and I'm going to show you behind the scenes of a 7-figure print shop. I'm the owner here of Minuteman Press Philadelphia, a family-run business. We help businesses with their printing, marketing, and promotional needs. This is where we intake all our orders from phone calls, emails, or walk-ins. You can walk into either one of our locations in Northeast Philadelphia or Bala Kingwood. And we also take in orders online as well. So this is our main production floor. Everything that we do for you is all in-house at our 932 East Hunting Park location. So I'm gonna show you some of the equipment that we have in-house that we use to get a lot of these jobs done. So one thing every print shop should have is a cutting machine. This is one that we have. It's called the Triumph 5560. It's an automatic cutter, so it's very easy to make sure that everything is accurate, especially when it comes to making adjustments and making the proper cuts. This is just a general area that we use to cut larger foam board. It gives us enough space to be able to work effectively when trying to cut this down. This right here is our routing machine. So this gives us the ability to cut out any sign in any shape that we're looking for. This machine is called the Kongsberg Edge, so we have that ability to make a lot of signage and automatically cut it down for us, so we're not spending time cutting down and do some of that manual work. Then we have the vinyl plotter, Graphtec plotter. So we use this for a lot of our vehicle lettering. So when vehicles come in to get lettered and get wrapped, so this is where, you know, we print it out, and then we use it to cut it out, and then we install directly on our vehicle. Something simple that we have here is the Duplo Aero cutter. So we're able to use this to crease all types of cards, and it helps us cut down business cards as well. So we have an automatic setting on this, and if it's something that we constantly do, like business cards, we have that setting on this computer. Every time we print out business cards, you know, we just put the business cards here, and the Aero cutter cuts it up into the finished product for us. Next up, we have our HB Flatbed printer. This helps us print on substrates directly, things like chloroplast, foam board, and any other substrate that we might be looking for, like Luminlight and things like that. And then from there, once this is all printed out, and then we can take it to the Kongsberg Edge that I showed you earlier to cut it out for us. We're running two machines. One is the Canon V1350 and the other one is the Canon C8000. These machines are very effective for what we do. They help us print out business cards, postcards, flyers, booklets, anything of that sort. And this machine as well is cool because it can help us cut down booklets to the finished products without having to take it to a cutter to manually cut down for us. So if you have a long run like 500 or 1,000 booklets, the 1350 is able to effectively cut all of that down for you without you doing any extra work other than packaging it up and taking it to your client. And then we also have our wide format printer, the TruVIS VG3640. We're running two of those, and this helps us out with printing stickers, banners, vinyl adhesive to help us with car wraps as well. It's a lot that this machine can do over here. And this is the other wide format. So we're on the apparel side of the business. This is our embroidery machine. We're running a 4-head embroidery machine right now. That's all we really need. We don't need that much. We have a smaller one over there on the side, as you can see. That's just the 1-head. That's something that we started off with and then graduated to the 4-head, obviously. And then this is our direct-to-film transfer machines. We're running the ProTri over here, and then we have another DTF machine over there as well. The reason that we have two machines is because a lot of things happen with these machines, so we got to make sure that there's no downtime in case something does happen. We have another machine to back us up because we are shipping a lot of direct-to-film transfers, and we want to make sure that business continues to run and flow if there's ever a time when a machine goes down. So, like I said, we do everything in-house. So even though we do ship out transfers online, we do use a lot of transfers for ourselves as well. For a lot of local businesses that do want to, you know, print some shirts for themselves, for their organization, and for what they do. So we handle and printing those T-shirts in-house for them, as well as send out direct-to-film transfers to other print shops, individuals, or creators that are looking to start their brand with branded apparel. And here we have our iJet Printwear envelope printer. This helps us run all types of envelopes, number 10s, number 9s, remittance envelopes, anything to help with mail-ins or reaching out to your clients. And this is our warehouse where we do a lot of our signage creation. So we do a lot of awnings, outdoor signs, aluminum sign, wood post sign, and then we also do a lot of vehicle wraps as well. So this is the part of the business where we do a lot of that creating. So this is Joe right now working on a vehicle wrap that we're doing for Expert Roofing. So like I said, we do a lot of signage creation here. What type of sign is that? A light box sign? You working on a light box sign?
Yes,
All right.
double-sided light box.
So they're working on a light box, double-sided sign. So that's what we're creating in here, to keep away from all the other things that we're doing at the shop. All right, y'all. I'm actually gonna finish this out in our conference room, and this is where we host all of our morning meetings. We typically have a morning meeting every Monday, just to make sure that we're all on the same page about everything that is going on. So just to talk a little bit more about the staff, I know that you saw a couple staff members as we were walking throughout the building. We have about 9 people on staff. We have 2 people in our Bala Cynwyd location. One's a customer service rep, and the other one is in production. And then in this location, our northeast Philadelphia location, we have an operations manager. We have somebody that does the graphic designer and customer service for our signage aspect of the business. We have somebody that does the operations for the digital side of the business as well. We have 2 installers, a vehicle wrap installer, somebody to help out with the print and apparel and DTFs, and then we have somebody that helps us out with the digital production printing as well. And then in terms of marketing and sales, it's only myself. I'm the only person in that department that does all of this. And it's a one-man show over here, but we have such a great team here to help us out that we're able to focus on all of that ourselves. So I'm not outsourcing some of that tasks that I do. But right now we do outsource a lot of our graphic designing work. So quick stuff like business cards, postcards, things that are just quick changes. Well, we don't outsource the booklets because it's a little bit out of the pay grade for the people that we're sending them to. But we have about 8 people on staff and contractual workers throughout that come in here and there. You know, to give you a little bit insight on the type of volume that we're running right now. So we're doing over $1 million in sales. That's just this one shop. Obviously, it's not something that we've built overnight. Like I said, this is the family business that my dad bought into the franchise. It is something that we've been working on. So we have been able to build some systems and also help out with consistency as well. So we work with small business owners. We work a lot with nonprofit organizations. And then we also work with sports teams as well. I am getting into consulting where I'm working with smaller businesses or startup entrepreneurs to help them out with their marketing strategies and how they can go about getting more clients or getting started in general. A lot of my sales is done primarily through social media. I'm doing a lot of social media advertising, like Facebook and Instagram specifically, and I'm getting more into LinkedIn advertising as well, because I do realize that's where it's gonna be a lot of our, well, obviously I'm a small business owner, so that's where a lot of the target market is. A lot of people do say that the target might not be on Instagram, but there's a lot of ways for you to find your target market on Instagram, especially if you're talking the language that they're looking for. But right now, it is a lot of repeat customers that we work with. So I do try to upsell them a lot and just try to get them to understand that we can do other things outside of what they're doing right now. Some of the tools that we use to kind of scale and be effective, me specifically, I'm using Calendly. That's like a scheduling app for me to be able to, schedule my clients and know exactly who I'm meeting with. I use Fiverr a lot to, help me work with freelancers, especially if my work is overflown. I'm able to reach out to some of those freelancers to help me out with some logo designing or other things like that. I also use DecoNetwork, so I'm doing a lot of e-commerce stuff. So for e-commerce, I'm using DecoNetwork to help me ship t-shirts, transfers, or all of that. It integrates with another software that I use, ShipStation. So when people are placing orders online, I'm able to automatically create those labels and ship it where it needs to go, all from one platform. But the biggest thing is just making sure that you have a CRM system. One of the biggest things that I've noticed is that people don't have an actual system of how they're taking and intaking jobs, keeping track of their clients, their customers, names, emails, phone numbers, things like that. So you need to be able to make sure that you're capturing that so you're able to reach out to them again. So one of the things that we're trying to do is acquire other print shops, especially people looking to retire. And what we've been noticing is that they don't have actual, especially the mom and pop shops, they don't have an actual CRM system, but keeps track of all the repeat jobs that people have made. So it makes it a little bit difficult to kind of say, hey, this is how much the business is worth, or this is all your clients, and this is what we're gonna get out of it. So I encourage you, I encourage you to have a CRM system in place for you to be able to track your customers, track invoices, and be able to, retarget and remarket to those customers as well. Pay attention to your pricing and margin. You always want to make sure that you're in line with everybody, especially when you're doing local business. You don't want to just make sure that you're throwing any numbers out in there. You want to make sure that you've done your market research to see how much people are charging for business cards, flyers, and then from there, feel like, hey, what is my unique proposition? I can charge this much because the reason we charge this much is because people know that we're able to turn around things in a fast, quick, and professional manner. So when it comes to pricing, you just want to make sure that your pricing matches the standards of what you're going to give your customer. And I think one of the biggest things that's really helped us out growing the business is trying to make sure that all of our employees are cross-trained. We don't want to just say, hey, you're just doing this one thing and this person sticks to that one thing. If you're with us, we want to make sure that this person is growing with us, and we want to make sure that they're learning all different aspects of the business, so that if we're ever in a predicament when somebody's not here, we can know that we're relying on another person to get this job done. So one of the biggest lessons I'll probably say is just to build a good team around you and see how you can cultivate that team and continue to grow that team and not have as much turnover if possible. So if you're trying to start your own print shop or start a clothing line, or you're a nonprofit small business owner around the city that's trying to find a partner to work with, reach out to me, Minuteman Press, Mejire Arjaje. I'm more than happy to have a conversation with you on how you can get started to grow your business, grow your print business, or help your business stand out with printing, marketing strategies, or signage. You can reach me in my link in my bio. And if you enjoyed this content, this behind the scenes content of what we do at the shop, let me know in the comments what else you'd be interested in learning in, and I'll be more than happy to have a conversation with you or talk more about it. So please like, comment, and share if you found this valuable. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.